This is an invisible zipper. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to open it up like this and then turn it over. My iron is already hot. It's a steam iron. Now you open it up like this. So this is how it is. You then turn it over like this and open it up this way. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to press it with the same iron and apply steam to it. And go press this part some more. Now when I'm done doing that, I will then go on and place this tool on it. I'm going to do the exact same thing to the side of the zipper. Turn it over, open it up completely, turn it over. Next, I'll go on with the clapper. That's how you go about preparing your invisible zip for installation. As you can see, it is no longer like it was at first. We have opened it up, and this is what they become compared to when we brought it up without ironing. So these are the fabrics I'm going to use for the demonstration. I'm going to mark 2 centimeters on this fabric. Assuming that this is my allowance. It is, I have gone ahead and pressed the allowance. Now this is our zipper that's already been ironed. Ideally, our zipper ought to be like this. When zipped, this is what it's going to look like. So now I'm going to open it up like so and then zip it this way on this side. So like I said, this is how our zipper ought to be on the fabric after installation. And then we have pressed the allowance. So now we're going to turn this over like this. At this point here, I'm just going to, because I have ironed my zipper, this place is lying flat. So I would then go on and pin it like this on the allowance, just to hold it in place. And then you pin, you can see it's already flat, so I'm doing it seamlessly. At this point, I'm going to measure how many centimeters I have left from this point here. So using my tip, I would measure, I have 5 centimeters left. But this is what it looks like. after pinning. Now I'll take it to the sewing machine and stitch. Now because I have pressed it and I have added pins to hold it to the fabric, everything is sitting in place. I have gone ahead and changed my sewing machine fit to a zipper installation fit. This is it, and I have already set it so that it will be able to sew accordingly. Now I'll stitch, and as I stitch I'm going to take out the pins gradually. Now I'll reinforce, and then as I stitch, I'm going to ensure that my needle comes very close to this mark here. At this point here, I'm going to reinforce. And this is what it looks like. Now I'll go back to the table and attach this side of the zipper to the other side of our fabric. So open up this fabric like this. We'll turn our zipper like this, so we'll be able to pin it to the fabric. So just like we did in the previous fabric, with the previous fabric, we're going to do the exact same thing here. I will now go ahead and pin. While pinning, I'll ensure that the teeth of my zipper aligns to the crease of the fabric that I have ironed, that is this part. So I would go on and pin. At this point, we'll go on and measure to see if we have 5 centimeters. If we aren't there, so we'll start our 5 centimeter from the bottom here, that is the end of the zipper here. We'll place it like this, and then we'll measure our 5 centimeters. Okay, we still have just a little to go. So at this point here, I'm going to go ahead and put a pin which marks the 5 centimeter mark. I've gone ahead and pinned it all through. Next thing I'm going to do now is to go back to the sewing machine and stitch it. So this fit here, that's the sewing machine foot, is designed in such a way that you can shift it to the side of the zipper you're installing. So I initially set it like this to allow me to sew the zipper this way. Now I want to sew this side of the zipper and it will not give me what I want. As a result, I now have to loosen this and shift it so I'll be able to install the zipper neatly. Alternatively, I can go like this, turning it upside down like this. But with sewing generally, you don't sew a fabric like this and you don't stitch a fabric like this. If you started this way, If I had started from the bottom up, then I can go ahead and do it from the bottom up. But because I didn't start from the bottom up, I started from the up to the bottom, I cannot go on and turn this like this upside down to say I'm going to stitch it the opposite direction. It doesn't work like that. Same thing with whatever fabric it is or pieces you are stitching together. Whatever direction you start stitching from, ensure that you continue stitching from that direction. You don't switch up. Now I'll go on and loosen this. So I have gone ahead and switched it up. There's a button here. If you're interested in a video on how to install this and how to set it, please indicate. You either go to, so now I have gone ahead and set it. I am now going to remove this pin to allow me reinforce, to make a reinforcement stitch here. Gently. This zipper foot works for the normal zipper and not just invisible zipper. This is where I get to reinforce. This is it. I'll go on and zip it so you see what it looks like. And this is what it looks like after zipping. This is what the wrong side looks like, and this is what the right side looks like. Now, because I can't leave this open, I will then go on and stitch it to close it. So what I usually do is I turn my my fabrics like this, or turn it like this, and push this aside, then match this together, match this like this, then go on and hold them with a pin. Remember, we're sewing from top to bottom and not the opposite direction. Okay, so now I will just go on and stitch on this crease. So I'll put it back like this. I don't necessarily have to start from where the zipper stops. Pointed out, I didn't have to necessarily start from where the zipper stops, which is this part here. Now I'll turn it over like this. From this part here where my stitch stopped or started, however you understand it, I'm now going to stitch from this point to where this zipper is. In this case, I'm going to be very careful and in doing it. I'll bring this aside so it doesn't obstruct what I'm sewing, and I'll be very careful when stitching. I'll reinforce. To the moment of truth, and this is what it looks like after all. what it looks like at the end. See? So now what is left is just for me to press the seam to lie flat. The reason why it is not lying flat is because I earlier pressed it and opened up the seam. Sorry, opened up the zipper for ease of installation. This is what it looks like at the end. Hope you find this helpful.